The New York Islanders pull off a regulation win tonight, 4-3 over the Buffalo Sabres, and the Owls played a fine game tonight. Fine game indeed. I've seen this before with many teams. A lot of times when a team is struggling and their star goes down, it seems like the next game, the team picks it up and it's everybody's behind each other and let's do it for Bars, let's do it for Duke, and all that thing. Now, the key to this whole thing is whether you can sustain that. So, great effort by the Islanders tonight. Very, very pleased with what I saw out there. Several Islanders had their best games of the year tonight. So, uh, big win for us going into this game. New York Islanders were 30th in the league. They were 16th in the conference, 8th in the division. No bueno. However, a win tonight with things going their way, and lo and behold, before you know it, we're like in a tie for ninth place. So, uh, a crucial win tonight to stay from. You can't be below those teams. It was a big win tonight, especially Buffalo is a point ahead of us. And it was crucial that we didn't give up a loser point to Buffalo because we jumped them in the standings. We're now a point ahead of Buffalo with even games. So it's crucial. And with what went down with all the injuries we've gotten in the last 48 hours, holy smokes, it was a huge win for us, and the boys deserved everything they got tonight. They earned this game. It was under tough conditions too. The ice tonight was absolute garbage. It really was. It was horrible, and that was for both teams. It wasn't just like it looked like the Islanders were having these great opportunities to score, but the guy would fumble the puck. But it was the same thing on Buffalo. Holy smokes, Tage Thompson. Yeah, the puck was like a hand grenade for him tonight. It was like a hand grenade for everybody tonight, but there were certain scoring opportunities, both sides, both sides. The ice was garbage. I'm shocked we got 7 goals in a game with ice this bad. So, uh, take it any way you can. Take it any way you can. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about this game. So uh unfortunate for the Islanders, the PK once again lets us down and we give up a power play goal within seconds. Why fool around? Let's just give them the power play goal and move on. But ironically, the PK ends up coming through in this game, even though they didn't on this one. So, uh, a lead for the Sabres 9 minutes into the game. That's a little disappointing with the way things been going. No Barzell tonight, already down a goal. We still haven't scored. It's not looking good. But Bo Horvat scoring his fourth of the year from Andersley. What a goal. That goal had me on the edge of my seats. My heart trickled with that puck, and I'm going, that's not going to go in the net, is it? It's just not going to go in the net the way things have been going for us. And it seemed like it took an eternity for that puck to get into the back of the net. And it was like, oh man, that was beautiful. Bo was flying on that play. I've got a lot of good things to say about Bo tonight in when we talk about the players. And then I can't remember. I can't remember the last time we've had a power forward like Max Siplikov. Mad Max. I love the guy. Just love the guy. What a move. What a move. This guy, he under power forward, you'll find his name if you look it up in the dictionary because he embodies everything about a power forward. I'll talk a whole bunch more about what he did tonight, which was some outstanding stuff. Anyway, Max gets his second goal, unassisted, I might add. He took that one on his own. He goes, "I'm going to make this happen," and wow, what a move! What a move! What a pair of mitts. You can see this coming. I still think that Sipakov can be a 30 to 40 goal scorer in the NHL. Uh, just get him going. And right now, unfortunately, I don't think Brock's going right now, which is kind of holding it back a little bit. But that's okay. You know, everybody has their turns where they go off. But Max, holy cow, unbelievable. And then lo and behold, we score another one in the second period. Kyle Palmieri on a power play. And a beautiful power play it was. That was so refreshing to watch power play like that. Why was it so successful? Well, for one thing, there was three face-offs in that power play, and they were all in the offensive zone, and we won all three of them. What a huge difference that made for us. Huge difference. We had puck control right off the bat. We didn't have to try to get the puck into the zone or anything. We just had pure pressure for what seemed like almost a full 2 minutes. And I got to tell you, Simon Holmstrom is the one who made it all happen. He really was the two moves he made at the blue line to keep that play going, and then make a great pass to Max down low. It was so obvious, you could see it. Two Islanders down low. There was three Sabres up at the blue line, and Holmstrom recognized it immediately. Just got the puck to Siplikov. Of course, Siplikov makes a beauty between the legs, backhand pass right on the stick of Kyle Palmieri, and Kyle scores his fifth of the year, and Siplikov and Holmstrom getting the assists on that one. So things are looking beautiful for the Islanders. I'm telling you, we're playing the game fast tonight. We're skating. We are skating. And you could see at one point when we started putting the pressure on and we scored a couple of goals in that, the skating became contagious. Guys were out there flying. Like Brock Nelson, I didn't really notice him. And then all of a sudden, when everybody got into the game, then all of a sudden, man, Brock is skating like the wind. And it was just a thing of beauty to watch how contagious it got. And it reminded me of that feeling, what it's like to get that feeling back, and how excited you get and how much you want to play and you want to hit, and you want to shoot, you want to score, you want to do it all, right? It's very relieving coming out of a slump. And then can we hold the lead going to the third period, which is always our nemesis. And Zucker gets a penalty shot against Ilya. Could turn the game 3-1. Ilya makes great save, but just shortly after that, Zucker does score from Thompson and Byram. Once again, Ilya had no chance on the first goal, had no chance on the second goal. Did a great job, held them off a little while, kept it 3-1 for a couple extra minutes, which you don't play under as much pressure when you're, you know, less time to go. So overall, that worked really good for the Islanders. And then just a great play. Like the Isles were flying. And I talked about this in my last podcast about Pajot needs to chip in. And boy, did he chip in with a big goal for us. Pager scores the second goal of the year. It's his first goal since the first game of the season. Bo Horvat uh, busting his butt down to get a missed shot by Anders Lee. And he was actually, Bo was trying to bank the puck off of the goaltender. And I think it actually might have worked, but Pager came out of nowhere with that reach and the stick and just tapped her into an empty net. So really good job by the Owls there, skating fast. And of course, we get down to 6-on-5, and it's a long one. And when we go 6-on-5, it's an automatic. They're going to score in the empty net. We're never going to come back. But somehow, some way, we still managed to give up one tonight. Thankfully, we were up 2 goals and own power with a minute left in the game from Ryan McLeod and Byram again. So uh, has us on our seat for the last minute. However, the Nelson line came out and just had a dominant last shift of the game and kept the puck down in Buffalo's end, and Buffalo never really they did for a little bit there, but we pretty much kept them off. But Anders, he should have scored into that empty net. Now I know he was gassed and everything, and I'm not mad at him for not scoring. The ice was bad. He's having to do some fumbling with the puck when you're tired. That's hard to do, and so I can chuckle at it now that the game's over. But at the time, it wasn't so laughable. But the Isles do manage to come out with the W in this one, and it's big. Like I said, it leapfrogged the Sabres in the standings. There is a lot of good things to like about the Islanders tonight. This our skating. Skating was first and foremost, and the effort was definitely out there. I already said I've got more than one person who had their best, in my opinion, who had their best games as an Islander for this season. Uh, but the gap control and everything was amazing. But I couldn't believe it. In the third period, for about the first 10 minutes, it just disappeared, just completely disappeared. And all of a sudden, we were getting hemmed in for the first 10 minutes of the third period. And I'm going, what are you guys doing? Just keep playing the same game you're playing. Finally, once Pajot scored the fourth goal, we didn't go back into a defensive shell, and we just kept pushing like we were pushing before. So uh, at least we learned from it from the first 10 minutes. But holy smokes, great effort by the Islanders, great goaltending as per usual with Ilya. And overall, just a really good win. But we got to talk about the injuries. Adam Pelech, you know, I'll talk about it when I get to him. But like, unfortunately for me, talking on the message boards, when I see something like that, I think one of two things, especially with him not coming back. Even major dental repair can be done in the length of time that Pelech was injured and get him back in the game. And many a hockey player have come back from it. But the guys who get pucks in the face that don't usually come back are the guys. Three things. I don't think it's a broken nose because of the visor. I'm thinking it's more broken jaw or orbital bone. And broken jaw and orbital are going to mean time, and that's not good. Mike Riley, for me, was a bit of a trigger moment for the people that haven't followed me the whole time with all my podcasts and whatnot. I estimated in my playing career that I had over 20 concussions. Back when I played, getting a concussion was just called getting your bell rung. And back out you went. And we had no idea about this concussion stuff. But when I saw Mike Riley, and I know that look in the eyes, it's funny how all those senses can come flying back to you in a minute. The second I saw his eyes and how he was staggering and whatnot, I got that nauseating feeling in my stomach that you get when you come to after being knocked out. First thing you feel is panic. That's the first thing. It's like what's going on? What happened? Why am I here? Why is everybody hovered over me? That so it's just sheer panic because you don't even know how you got into this position with all these people around you. And then the dizziness of everything is just going crazy, and then boom, it just hits your stomach. All you want to do is throw up. I never did throw up from a concussion, but I that feeling is the worst feeling in the world. I know many guys who did have concussions that did throw up because of that feeling, but when I saw Riley, I immediately got that feeling in my stomach again, and I go, "Oh God, get out of there, get out of there." So, I think we're looking at two serious long-term injuries tonight. Uh, like in this probably in the 6 week range minimum for both. Uh, Riley could be different because everybody reacts differently to concussions, but that's a doozy. That's one you don't play with. You need to sit this. You need to sit him down for a while now. I had ones like that, and I was back playing the next game because, like I said, we didn't know better back then. Because I just, I if I'm dizzy or something, I just thought that's just the way it is in life for everybody. To me, it just seemed like a natural state. So, scary moment, definitely scary moment for Riley. But Round of applause. Round of applause to the defense tonight. Man, did they step up? Did they step up? And nobody stepped up more than Scott Mayfield. And he dealt with an extra 7 minutes of ice time tonight, and he was a warrior out there. Great job by Scotty. Scotty had the least of the ice time of the four, but he was at 22 minutes. And for him, he's a 15-minute a night kind of guy. And he was admirable. I even credit to that reason, one of the reasons they scored on 6-on-5 on us. Don't forget, this was our third game in 4 nights as well. And then we go down to three defensemen. And yes, we were three defensemen there for a little bit. And then play almost an entire game with four defensemen. So admirable job. First star of the night for me. The Islanders star of the night for me was Scott Mayfield. He was huge. He really stepped up, and it's not like Scott hasn't done that for us before. But great job by Scotty. So let's get into talking about some of the players tonight. And this is going to be a whole lot more fun to do tonight because I got a whole, it's so nice to have nice things to say about the players instead of bad things. So, we'll start with Sipikoff. Wow, what a game. What a game. Like this guy is just such a true power forward. I mean, I loved it. The guy was on the boards by himself, fighting three Sabres and he drew a penalty. He drew a penalty, 1-on-3, and he drew a penalty. That amazing. The mitts on him on that goal, the pass that he made on the power play, just special things to watch. And another thing I noticed that sometimes it goes unnoticed, but when Riley got hit and knocked out of the game, Max finished every check he could. Anytime he was close to a guy and the guy got rid of the puck and he didn't have to hit him, he hit him. He was trying to make him pay for that. I mean, this guy, I love it. He's just a true power forward, goal and assist tonight, +2, couple shots on net, and he did it with only 15 minutes of ice time. And for me, he was the engine. He was the engine that made the line of Palmieri and Nelson go tonight because, well, I'll hold off on Nelson and Palmieri until I talk about them. But for me, Sipikoff was the engine that made that line go tonight. So awesome game by Sipikoff. I won't say that it was his best game of the year because he pretty much always has good games, and I don't know which one to pick from. He's had other ones. I guess with the goal and assist, you might want to say it's this one, but. Man, even on some of his pointless nights, I've noticed great performances out of Sipikoff. Go, Max, go. Simon Holstrom, I've been very tough on Simon. Even though Simon ended up a -1 tonight, he did have a beautiful assist on the power play, and he did make two really solid plays at the blue line to keep that power play going. So that we could get that goal. He was flying out there tonight. He was. This, beyond a doubt, was his best game of the season. Not even close. Not even close. So it's so nice to be able to say something nice about somebody that I harp on. Very noticeable out there for me tonight. He was one of the better Islanders in the game tonight. Good job, Simon. Keep up that good work. Make stuff like that happen more. Apparently, you're capable of it. That's what I keep hearing. So make it happen. Let's talk about Bo Horvat. To me, Bo played like a captain tonight. Bo Horvat was an excellent captain for the Vancouver Canucks. And to me, he reminded me of a captain who throws the team on his back, says, times are tough, but it's okay. Follow me, I'll lead the charge. And that's what I saw out of Bo tonight. Bo, his best game of the year tonight was a goal and assist, +2. 21 minutes in ice time, 24 shifts, 8 shots. I mean, that was just his best game by a mile. He put the team on his back and he showed the way. And this is no diss towards Anders Lee, our captain. I love our captain. I'm just saying it just reminded me of something a captain would do, and it's something that that he's not unaccustomed to doing, is all I'm saying. Great leadership tonight by Bo, but the big key here, I talked about it earlier in the podcast, will be the consistency of being able to get up for the games without your stars in the lineup. So, big challenge ahead for the Islanders, but wow, what a game by Bo. He was absolutely flying out there tonight. So nice to see him finally get a goal and get rewarded, and kind of broke the goose egg for us fairly early in the game, which takes a little bit of pressure off the rest of the team as well. Uh, can't believe I'm going to say this, but Engvall, his best game of the year. Doesn't mean it was a great game, but definitely his best game. And he didn't hurt us tonight. He didn't hurt us tonight, but like the guy still absolutely boggles my mind sometimes. Like he was chasing down this defenseman back into his own end. He's like right on his butt. And the defenseman goes left and he goes right. And I'm going like, what are you doing? What would possibly make you the only thing that can when something like that happens, and he was going full speed at the time too, right? The only time I see somebody make a bad turn like that is if they're I don't know if a lot of people know this, but hockey players have a stronger side to turn on when they skate. And most good hockey players can can do both, but they still have a strong side. But some never develop that, and that makes me wonder if he prefers turning right instead of left. I mean, it's the only explanation I could come up with it. But like I said, other than that, it was a fairly good game for Engvall. But the -1, and that's what to talk about with the fourth line, right? You can't be -1. So even though I say it was his best game of the year, it's still not what we need. It's still not what we need. It's not like he had a whole lot of ice time. He only had 10 minutes and 30 seconds of ice time, but still, like, holy smokes. The Fashing in the little bit of time that he was on, you can't make much happen in 6 minutes and 41 seconds of ice time. And, you know, uh, he didn't hurt us, so I'll say that. So I can't really give a whole detailed report on Fashion because 6 minutes ice time, it's hard to judge. And it's hard to judge a guy on 6 minutes of ice time. That's tough. It's hard to play hockey when you're only getting 6 minutes of ice time. I've also been in that situation before. And it's like, oh man, you finally get a shift and you go, all right, my body feels good. I'm ready to go. And then you sit for 12 minutes. And it's very difficult to get going. So I don't have a whole lot to say about Fashing tonight, but yeah, overall, he was an even in the plus minus. So I like that. Kyle Palmieri, I once again I still don't think he really had that great of a game. I thought the goal he scored on the power play kind of broke him a little bit from his slumber, and he seemed to be skating and more like the Pawns we know in the last half of the game after he got that goal. Um, but we need more out of him. That's why I was saying it really was Siplikov driving that line tonight, even though Palm's got a goal and got his goal from beautiful pass from Siplikov. So there was that. Wallstrom, I just want to say, Wally, I see you. I see you. And that 5 minutes of fighting was just his way of telling Patrick, well, I'm here. I'm here and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I love the two shots that Wally took on the power play. Just keep shooting, Wally. Just keep shooting. Just keep shooting. Just keep shooting. One was nobody in front of the net. It was a fairly easy save because it was from so long a distance. The second one, he got a little closer in, but he ripped her off the glass. But it doesn't matter. Keep shooting. I thought he looked good out there tonight. No complaints at all. None at all. Five shots on net. Or not, no, he had 5 minutes of penalty, one shot on net, and that would have been the one on the power play. But once again, he only did it in 10 minutes of ice time, but Wally was even. So the third line, and I considered the line that Wally was on tonight the third line, to be honest with you. Once again, really another really good game from your captain, Anders Lee. 2 points, two assists. Two assists. Great job, Anders. I mean, he's playing well. 19 minutes of ice time. Five shots on net. What more can you ask? His board work is great, +1. So another really solid game by Anders tonight. Excellent. And then we go to Brock, and I still think Brock is in a bit of a slumber here as well. And I mentioned he finally got into the groove when the whole team was flying and that, and he finally got into it. And there was little sparks and shades of him getting ready to break out. But once again, he just keeps shooting the puck into the knee pads. Like, either make a pass quicker, Brock, or start getting those shots off quicker, one or the other. So, yeah, I thought he was in a bit of a slumber tonight. Like I said, he only got like 17 minutes and 24 seconds of ice time. Anders got 2 minutes more than that. So, it was noticeable that Brock's not contributing the way we all know that he can contribute. And I think that's only a matter of time. He's just going through his little thing right now. It's not like he's atrocious or anything. It's just we need Brock to score, especially now with all these injuries and everything. Kyle McLean, I just chalk it up. Might as well cut and paste what I said last game about him for this game. However, once again, -1, but it's getting really hard for me to watch Kyle McLean do all the right things out there and then suffer these -1s that he's been getting, and not to his not to his fault. And it's just it has to be so frustrating for him. He played 12 minutes tonight, did a great job on the PK. I didn't talk about that. The PK, that 5-on-3 PK, and then killing off the rest on the 5-on-4. That was the turning point tonight for me in the game. And the PK did a great job, and that would have been Holmstrom, Pajot, and Horvat, and all those guys doing it. McLean, of course, as well. So I really feel for Kyle with what he's getting stuck with, but I guess that's the life of a fourth line center. So that'll be it. I thought Pajot had his best game tonight of the season. Nice goal, Pager. Way to go to the net. +2 tonight, 21 and a half minutes of ice time, 3 shots on net. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about getting contributions from the other committee. Not the top seven, but the other committee. A good job, Pager. Really good game tonight. And winning those faceoffs on the power play tonight was a pleasant change because for some reason, for a team that's so good at the faceoffs, it's amazing how we can never win the important ones. But tonight we won the important ones on the one power play goal that we did score, and Pager had a lot to do with that. Thought Seeker had his typical game that he usually does, but -2 tonight, Casey. -2. There was only 3 goals scored tonight, Casey. So this is not good. 13:47 ice time, 2 shots on net. Uh, He's doing Casey things, but a little bit in Casey's defense, Casey's getting tossed around a lot into different roles, a lot. So Casey's kind of a little bit in flux. He doesn't really have any line mates to grasp onto and hang on to. And after going so long, so many years with having Matt and Cal as go-to guys, that he never had to think about this before, about playing with new line mates. The only time he really ever did it was when Matt went to Toronto for 2 years or injuries. So uh yeah, we just need him to be better. So there's an Islander who didn't have a good game tonight. Need you to be better. Mike Riley, only 7 minutes of ice time, but he was looking really good out there tonight. Really good before he went down with his injury. I talked about his injury enough, so don't really want to get into that. And Adam Pellick, I'm telling you, before his injury, I was just my jaw was dropped just watching this guy play defense. It's insane. There was this one guy. Saber came down. Adam steps up, nails him. Puck comes off his stick. It goes backwards. There's a Saber behind him. He picks up the puck. He tries to scoot in between them and the boards. Pellick releases, booms this guy, takes the puck from him, and we're breaking out. I mean, that's just one example of what he's been doing. I mean, once again, he was trying to make offense happen out there again tonight, and he was skating like I haven't seen him skate in a long time. He's a big man, and once he gets that engine going, he looked really good. And this is a shame. I've got a feeling that uh, I don't know. I don't want to say that. I was going to say Pelix should be back before Riley, but just don't know the extent of these injuries. So, I mean, Pellick could also have a concussion as well. I've gotten concussions from hockey pucks. Mind you, like we didn't play with visors. I mean, in my first year, I didn't even play with a helmet. So, um, let's see. Pollock, well, obviously pulling up the slack, 25 and a half minutes of ice time by Pulley, and him and Pelly were, oh man, they were like a well-oiled machine the way they've been playing these last 5 games and everything. But Ryan really stepped up to the plate and took the big ice time on and the big defensive responsibilities. I mean, Pulick had 38 shifts tonight. 38 shifts, 4 block shots, 1 shot on net. Like, holy smokes. And he was a plus. Or not a plus, but he was even. So just another solid game for Ryan. I love the way he stepped up, especially once all our defensemen went down and when Romanov got injured. Like, wow, 3 defensemen at one time. That's kind of crazy. I thought Noah actually I've been pretty harsh on him, but I thought once we got depleted, Noah kind of stepped up his game a little bit. The turnovers and everything were there, but I'm talking about the physicality along the boards and whatnot. I did notice a hair of a tick of toughness in there. Not enough, but a lot more than he usually gives. So he was rewarded by being +1 with 25 minutes of ice time. So he had 34 shifts, 3 shots on net, 2 block shots. I thought like I said, our defense was just outstanding tonight. Well done by all of them. I already talked about Scotty Mayfield taking on 7 extra minutes of ice time tonight. Got himself a minor, a couple block shots, 31 shifts even for Scotty, and that's got to be a little bit of a shock to the system because at 15 minutes of ice time a night, you're not getting 31 shifts. So, scary moment when Romy went down, but another solid super game by Romy. So, um, yeah, uh, really impressive. 24 minutes of ice time, and that was going down with an injury. So basically, when he came back, he was the most used defenseman from the time when he got back. Because to be able to catch up and only be a minute behind Pullock after being gone for 4 minutes, he was the most used defenseman after he came back. So it was good to see him get back in it. I thought he had an awesome game, made a couple of really nice hits, some really nice breakouts. Like I said, 24 minutes ice time, couple block shots. One was a huge block shot too, and a plus in the plus minus. So a really nice game by Romanov. Just go back to Adam Pelech. I, I have been so impressed by Pelech this year. I know Dobson is going to be on the Canada team for the Four Nations Cup coming up in February, but before Pelech got injured, I'm thinking to myself, Canada, you're nuts if you take Dobson over Pelech. Pelech, I know it's a his best on best and that, but I'm telling you. Nobody is playing defense in the NHL like Adam Pellick's been playing defense this year. I obviously I haven't seen everybody, but I'm telling you, it just can't get better. He's really playing some solid hockey. So unfortunate for that loss tonight. And how about Ilya? Ilya, once again, can't fault Ilya on any of the goals against him tonight. Saved on a penalty shot. You can't ask for much more out of Ilya, that's for sure. He was outstanding. So uh, big reason for the win. The one thing that I do want to say about Ilya is that I know what Patrick is up to, and he was asked a couple of games ago. I think it was I can't remember, but it was Andrew Gross, I think, asked a question if it was how we were going to do our goaltending, and Wah responded pretty much kind of laid it online. It was going to be an alternating back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, I think the reason for this is because of I believe they feel Ilya wilted last year at the end of the season, and they don't want to do that to him this year. I don't really think he wilted that much. I mean, he might have wilted, but I just don't think Ilya had a good season the entire season. I don't think it was like he had this great first half and then wilted at the end of the year. With me saying this, all I'm saying is I get what you're up to, Patrick. However, right now, Barzell down, declared down, Riley out. Looks like Pellet's going to be out. You've got to ride your best goaltender. You got to ride your best goaltender until some of these guys come back. And I have a ton of confidence in Varley, but I want to put out my best. Especially in this situation. This is where we can't lose touch with the field. We've got to stick around that ninth spot and 500 and whatever. We just got to be around there so that when everybody comes back and maybe things are clicking better for us and we're scoring more and not having such bad luck go against us, that things will happen. So I really think that we need to ride Sorokin a little more during this time. I think probably most Islander fans would agree with that statement. I mean, we got a weapon. Let's use it. This is the equalizer. The equalizer for we lost some offense, but we'll you know we'll match you with some great defense with our goaltender. So uh yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below, but at least that's the way I see it. Anyway, pretty excited about the Islanders win tonight. It was a full team effort. They really put it together tonight. They were flying, they were skating. Um, I thought they could have scored more goals, but I really think it was more the ice than bad luck tonight. I think they just were playing in some pretty sloppy ice tonight, as were the Sabres. So I'm not saying it just hindered the Islanders. So uh, great game, Islanders. That was a big one, and we need to beat the Rangers, but that's going to be a tough one. We're coming home at the end here. We just played 3 games in 4 nights. It'll be 4 and 6 by the time we play the Rangers. I think it's an afternoon game. Is it an afternoon game? That doesn't help. That doesn't help. If it is, or maybe our next one after that is the afternoon game. I heard something about an afternoon game tonight. I hate afternoon games, but yeah, so just put your workman boots on against the Rangers, put your heads down, fight as hard as you can, and let the chips fall where they may. So that's what we can look forward to in the next game. Pretty happy with the effort the Islanders put out tonight. Things were against them. It was nice to see them come out fighting. It really was. So anyway, all you guys and girls out there, y'all take care and peace out.